morning and welcome to the Saturday live show. See, it catches them all on the flyover on the other side. I was going to shut it off after a couple of seconds, but I enjoy the music, so I just thought I'd let it roll. Anyway, good morning, gentlemen. How are we all doing?
Super.
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Look, everyone's raring to go this morning. So it's a Saturday morning show. You know how really this one works. We actually try and do some modelling for a change. So instead of us yapping and boring everyone to death with our whips and various things, we're going to be actually doing some modelling. So, Matt, what are you working on this morning?
I think I am going to be working on some figures.
Oh, very nice.
I don't know if to do one of them or one of them. I don't know yet.
Yes.
I'm going to be flipping, I think, from a few little projects. What someone else want to do?
Do you get the pig in the kit?
Oh, what? So, yeah, you do, yeah.
Oh, right. Nice.
Yeah, again, stroking a pig.
Right, absolutely.
Good. Yeah. And so that's probably what I'm going to be working on. And I've also got this little guy as well. If I get a chance, I want to get some primer on him. So I'll flip to the overhead.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my plan.
Cool, very nice indeed. And Andy, what are you up to?
I'm going to carry on doing my ZSU 57.2. I have to keep looking to see what it's called because I've got a clue. Just change your webcam. Well, which one am I?
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, it's working.
So, yeah, this thing. Oh, so back to front. Yeah, I can carry all this thing. I know it looks a mess on the back. It's because I pre-painted the undersides of all the photo etch on the thing, and I weathered the inside of the engine bay. But then when I stuck the photo etch on and used super glue remover to take the bits off the edge, it's all right. It took some of the paint off, but it's going to be resprayed again anyway, so makes no difference. But yeah, I'm kind of working on that.
Very good, excellent.
Oh, and also whilst I'm at it, I'm going to be trying some of the new AK Gen 3 primer, which
okay, so sand primer.
Yeah, it's fair. I'm talking to Matt. I don't quite know why I chose sand, because my idea is I'm going to paint it green to then chip it when I put the sand colour on.
Well, failing that, you can use it as a tanning agent. So
Yeah.
you can fake tan your arms.
Yeah, why not?
Wow. Well, we'll see how that goes on then. Lovely
That's
job.
the new third gen acrylics that we've got in the PM store.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick plug.
Yeah.
Available in
we'll
primers
take them over to that later. And good morning, John. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Talk to the hands.
Yes.
Yes, I'm cracking on with me, mate. I've done all the seam work, so it's my favourite job now, and rescribing, re-riveting.
Very nice. Is that a Sharpie job you've done to seam check?
No, that's actually where I've run Mr. Cerberus 1500
Oh, right. Okie dokie.
along. I always do it whether I think the seam has got any gaps or not.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a precaution.
Yes.
But yeah, so my favourite job, but I shall carry on with that this morning.
Very nice. Very, very good. And to be honest, I'll be carrying on with the lightning that we would do at starting the other week. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put some tonal versions into this. So we're going to mask this guy up, and we'll do some more of the silver work to break it up. I've just remembered I've got to put some nose weight in here, so I better do that before I forget as well. And we'll do the nose ring, which we might polish as well, to make the lightning sort of come to life a little bit more as we're on with that one. And so I've got my reference book as well, so if anybody needs any screen grabs, you know what to do. Okay, so that's down in there as well with that one. So yes, that's the plan for this morning, is working our way through. So don't forget, usual thing, it's very, very informative. We're going to be working and chatting at the same time. So if you have got a question and you are putting it up on the various chat rooms, if we don't answer you, keep asking, because it's nothing personal. It's just that it'll just fly up and it'll disappear and everything else like that. So on that note, hello to everybody on YouTube land. There's look, 223 people in there, look. So that's very busy already. And obviously the Flory family are all over there in the other chat room as well. How long will the show be? We're on until midday.
5 hours.
5 hours, yes. We're doing a marathon, but my bladder, especially at the moment, will not take it. I've joined the John Brigade and now the Andy Brigade, I think, but I've got an infection. That's my excuse. That's why I'm on the cranberry juice.
All right, bit too much information. I think we all need to know
I
that.
now know what it feels like in the over 50 club, clearly, at this point. So, but yes, so that's how we're doing and things like that. And again, we'll have a quick scoot around the PM store and various bits and pieces a little bit later on. But yes, good morning to everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you've all got coffee lined up and all the bits and pieces. So there's a couple of also the questions that we didn't quite cover on the Thursday show, as long as Matt hasn't deleted them already. And which he probably has.
Would I do that?
Yes, you bloody would. So we'll go back and check on those as well throughout the show.
Phil, just a quick question in YouTube land. GB Model Zone says, what base silver did you use for the Lightning?
Do you know what? I haven't got a clue. No, I have. I think I use dark aluminium because that's my standard one for these, because my only, not gripe, but my problem I have with the extreme metals is they are very, very shiny. In fact, they are amazingly shiny. So I think we either went with a base aluminium or we went with a dark aluminium. We will know because I'm going to have to put darker patches onto this. So we'll go through with those. But definitely they've got like shiny aluminium and normal aluminium, dark aluminium. All three of those are very close together colours. They're not massively apart. But yes, I'm pretty sure it was just going to be a normal aluminium, if I remember rightly. And then I'm thinking we're going to go in with dark aluminium if we do this, which hopefully will work. We'll find out, because if this goes on exactly the same, we know we use dark aluminium. But seeing as we did spray it a few weeks ago, I can't remember what it was. Does anybody remember?
No, I've got no.
I can't remember.
No, I've got a feeling I used normal aluminium on this, and now I want to do the post work with dark aluminium, and then I'll probably use, they've got that other funny aluminium colour, isn't it, like gunmetal they call it or something, which is what I'll use for around the rear ends and things. So yeah, but yeah, I think that's what we're going to try and do anyway.
And Stuart Scale Model says, morning gentlemen, just treated myself to an Airfix DC3 Dakota Mark III at the bargain price of 20 quid.
Well done.
Very good.
Very, very nice.
Shame that Airfix didn't bring the right one out for D-Day, wasn't it?
Seems to be a manufacturer's thing though, isn't it? It's a bit like, Dragon bringing out the anniversary of the Apollo landings, like a year late.
Yeah. You think they'd think about it, wouldn't you, before? But
yeah. When are the main cutters coming back in?
No idea. No, the intermediate ones, the more expensive ones, they're all out of stock at the minute. So it's when our said supplier gets a restock. So yeah, I don't know. Can't answer that at the minute, I'm afraid. Even the advanced ones are out as well, I think, at the minute. They've sold them out, so we must have cleared them out.
Probably.
Wholesalers buy from the manufacturers and we buy from wholesalers, and if the wholesalers are out of stock,
we can't get them.
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as they're back, we'll get them in. In fact, while we're on, I will have a look to see if they are still out of stock, because I'm on the right computer to look.
we could get to the manufacturer, but we'll probably have to buy 5,000 pairs of
5 billion pairs of cutters.
Yes.
which we probably would sell, but
Via AliExpress, which seems weird with that particular company.
yeah.
Anyway, a couple of shout outs that we didn't do on Thursday night because we were really out of team. The first one is from Scott, and he was saying a big thumbs up to the PM team. He ordered the Arado 234 and a full AK colour call out and mask and everything, and it all arrived. Safe and sound. So well done to him.
Good.
And apparently there was a little mix up with the paintage, and it's all been sorted. Thank you very much. So yes.
Yeah, probably a picking error. Right, I've just had a look at from our supplier for all the main cutters. That's the advanced ones, the intermediate ones, and the cheaper ones. Yeah. And they're all out of stock. Every one of them are out of stock at the minute.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I'll tell you what, if you want to go something that, as you say, I've been using them and I use them literally all the time, is the Master Tool ones.
Yeah.
I don't overthink because they're 15 quid or whatever they are, they're tat. They're pretty much there, and I've been using them on the Vulcan build all the way through so far. They're good, they're a bit, they don't go, if you're talking, I don't know, maybe 200ths of a mil difference, which probably seems a lot when you cut a bit of sprue off, but they really do cut incredibly close, and they're still single edge blades and all the rest of it, so don't write them off.
Nice cutters. Mike said that I can't clearly remember, Phil. You said you used Alclad aluminium, which was strange. I thought.
No, not
You definitely
Alclad.
used Alclad.
I haven't used Alclad. I've got Alclads here, but I haven't used them in anger in probably
Yeah.
5-6 years now. I've moved away from Alclad for various reasons, probably because they're quite tricky to use, whereas I like the extreme metals because they're just straightforward and very easy.
Yeah. And Greg's got a question for me, asking how did I find the building of the Zvezda MI26? Looked really good on the Zvezda special show. Got an itch to do one now, thanks. Nothing I can think of that was particularly difficult, really. I think around the intakes on the top was a bit fussy. Nothing I can remember. The only problem I have with the kit is that the undercarriage is very floppy. Very. I must have. I bet I've re-glued that about 6-7 times since I built it. It doesn't like sitting on its undercarriage at all. The back two ones, they're not. There's too much weight in the kit, I think, for it. But that's probably a lot of kits, though, isn't it?
So would you say an upgrade to metal would be?
I don't even know if anyone does an upgrade to metal for it.
I don't know either. Oh look, the chassis look.
Oh look, he's got his chassis coming together. Nice. Isn't it funny how the old relief springs are back to front on the back and frontlet?
Yeah. That's odd. Yeah.
Just when I was doing mine, it was like I had to double check it because I thought I've screwed this up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. The only thing with the 26, the MI26 is if you're just displaying it normally in your own space, I'd put something just a blob of blue tack or a bit of foam underneath the belly just so it's not sitting on the undercarriage all the time.
To be honest, one little trick I used, you can buy, and I've got it here, but you can get very, very thin acrylic rod. Just drill a hole in the centre between the gear and put it down. Or if you have got like a sheet acrylic, just even if it's like 5mm clear acrylic, just put a slither of that just to take the weight off the gear. And I've done it on a lot of my resin models because it won't take it.
Yeah, it sits really, really low anyway. I mean, there's not.
So you can't see much under it. Yeah.
Nah, at all.
To be honest, when I did that solid resin Hawkeye, the big one, and there's no way the gear was going to take to have white metal gear, and they just bent. So that's what that ended up having. Quick one here. Phil, can you show how to put fuel lines in and wiring into engines? As it at the stage. Thanks to Andy and Matt for the kits that came yesterday. That's from Adrian. As I say, we've done loads of work with engines and things like that. Probably your biggest ones to go off and have a look at will be, to be able to see it easily, would have been the big Tempest. Sorry, the wrong one. Typhoon, even. Which I would just grab a picture of it if I can find it. And then obviously we spoke about wiring up engines and various things, doing lots of things. But I think the Typhoon one shows it quite nicely. If I've got a picture of the engine section being done.
I think most of the big prop builds you've done recently have all had.
Yeah, so this has got lead wire in it and various things. But also we completely did the cockpit as well. So with all the wire in, so that does it. But most things I tend to put wiring and engines and bits and pieces in with them as well. So,
That were nice, that was. A nice build.
yes.
Rob's asking if you've got any idea when your 1mm and 2mm masking tape's going to be back in stock.
Back in.
Tamiya, I thought it was in.
Already in. But in. We've had a load of Tamiya stuff coming in and got loads tool wise. And like I say, we had an AK delivery yesterday that me and Andy was sorting through, weren't we?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, 1mm, 2mm, 3mm, all in stock in the masking tape section.
Quick one here. This is Ali, and he's basically saying about chipping, with chipping fluids and hairsprays and various things. He's not tried it in a long time, and he's been enjoying using Tamiya's LP lacquer paints, but unsure if these will work with this technique compared to the standard XF or acrylic paints.
Yeah, they work.
They do, but the thing is you have to worry is that lacquer paints are incredibly tough and they will eat and absorb the fluids underneath. So you don't want to leave it too long for your chipping. It does do it, because we often say, isn't it? It's got a more natural chipping effect. It's harder to get it off. It doesn't peel off in sheets like some do with the normal acrylics. But you know, you don't want to leave it like overnight and try and chip it the next day, because by then the lacquers will have absorbed the chipping medium or your hairspray, whatever you've got underneath, and it ain't going to come off. It'll be really difficult to shift it. So you tend to do your chipping quite quickly afterwards, don't we?
Yes. Yeah, you've got to make sure
Big thing, paint it in sections and.
Yeah, do little areas at a time with it, because the thing is, the lacquers and all the, you know, because it's a hot material, will absorb things like hairspray quite quickly, and it won't work then. You'll be literally trying to get it off, and it won't work that well. David says he's built 4 kits, thus finding that his growing collection of unused parts and all the rest of it. So what do you do with all your unused boxes, spare parts? Do you sort of keep them in containers by types, put the spares together with each kit, etc, etc? Trust us, David, I think we've had this conversation before. By the time you've built a lot, if you kept all your oversprues and all the rest of it, that'll take up more room than your stash will. So mine go all for recycling. Don't forget, sprues can be recycled. So to be honest, they've just driven past just before we came on air. The local recycling people, I just put it in with the plastics and they take it.
Yep, I do.
You know, the only thing you used to keep was weapons, but these days most manufacturers give a good, you know, assortment of weapons, or you can buy aftermarket weapons that are better than the normal ones. So, you know, but as you say, things like Trumpeter and Hobby Boss, you usually get a bucket full of weapons, and I used to keep them. Nowadays, I just get rid of them.
Yeah, if I get a really good kit, say like say a Great War Hobbies kit, with their weapons in with the slide moulding. If I've got any spare, I will keep those, because they can be a good upgrade for a lot of other kits. But otherwise, yeah, I'll just get rid of it once I finish.
So just Rob was on about the Mr. Hobby slit masking sheets. Spoke to the company yesterday, wasn't it? I was talking to him.
Yeah.
Said they were having a restock in the next couple of weeks, so it should be back in. They were short shipped a lot of stock when theirs came in last time, and they've got a new order coming in soon. So hopefully, he said most stuff should be back in stock.
Just really think, if it was off the said company, the 135th 109s will be in on Monday.
Yes, they will. Yeah, 135th 109
So,
Monday.
as I'm having one, I'm going to take it down to Phil's next weekend for him to review live on Friday.
There you go. You heard this live with Mr. Ball doing it. That'd be fun. So we're all going to sit opposite him, because obviously you guys have seen the studio, so we will all sit dead opposite and put him off like he does to everybody else when it's trying to be done with us all here.
We've started. My neighbour's started it. Started his work.
God.
What's he doing? Shout out the window and see what he's doing.
Oi, what are you doing? Just another quote. Rob McCuskey said thanks for his order. His parcel's come. Rob, tell us what you think to them buffing sponge things that you've had.
What, these here?
Oh, you've got some, have you? With you?
These ones, Rob. Them ones. Oh, I'm on the red, aren't I? There you go, them, look. Look what we're stuck now, look. You need these, Mr. Phil.
Oh, what are they?
Exactly.
Polishing compound sponges.
How much are they, seriously?
£5, aren't they?
Orgy.
Are they £5 or something? I can't, I'm not sure.
No, I don't think they're £5. Why?
Well, look, if everyone like Flooring wants to stock them, I can buy them by the gazillion load. I don't even have to manufacture them, because our manufacturer makes them on their own.
Look.
So the actual polish bit's a white bit, isn't it? You hold it with the blue glass.
Yeah, you hold it like.
You hold it in the middle, yeah. To be honest, I think they're used for ladies' nails.
No, they're not. They're used for polishing cars.
Jesus Christ. Right, okay. Next question from Tony. He says, I'm planning and he's building to do the 70-second lightning. There we go. But he's doing the sword version. And he was saying about the natural metal colour. So I've been using aluminiums. So AK Extreme Metals I tend to use for all my metal finishes these days. So AK 479 aluminium, and I'm probably going to go along in a moment with dark aluminium, which is 480, to do the contrasting with it. So watch this video and you can see how I've done it. Or go back and watch the last one where I painted it all, and you'll be up to speed with all of that. Right, get rid of that question. And then I think we're all caught up.
That it?
No, got one more. Hold on. No, there's one more. Unless we did this one. No. So hello, Phil, Matt, Nathan, Andy, and John. Sorry, these are overspills from obviously Thursday show, but Nathan's out today. He says he's crawling along with his Matchbox 109 that he started in March 2001. And probably finish it in March 2002. The kit is very wide recessed panel lines. Some of the details are wrong. I filled them with extra thin and plasticard goop and left it for a long time for them to harden. I have a question about how you go about rescribing the detail, in particular rectangle access hatches or with round corners. Okay, so easiest way for that is, and I've got them here on one of mine. What have I done with it? Here it is. So what you can do, you can buy these. This is the Hasegawa tri-tool. So these are the access panels you're talking about with the round edges. So literally you pop it down and then you'll need a scriber, like a pin one. So I don't know what camera's so far out today. Just zoom that down a bit. There we go, that's better. So this is just like a needle, and then what you do is, hold on, I'll just find a bit of plastic card somewhere. He says, here we go. So what you can do, all right, you can just place this simply down here, okay, onto your model, and then you're just going to be very, very light. Just grab up. Okay, and then you're going to go nice and light, and you're just going to very gently just going to keep going around, just making sure you're in the corners, and you're just going to work it. Then I always go back the other way for good practice. And you can put your one in just like that, your new panel line. And obviously this is quite a blunt needle. If you had a sharper needle, you'll get a very finer one right the way in there. Then if you wanted to, you could do your access points panels, so you just put your dots in like this.
He does say that the template had got none of them are the correct shape, but you could just draw it in pencil, couldn't you, to the shape, and then use the template to do the corners and the squares and whatever you
like that. You give it a sand, you can see it stand out now, and that's how you put them in. So you literally just do it. So again, some of them, like this is the Hasegawa tri-tool set, TP1. Okay, so this has got your ovals and your circles. The other one has got your, you know, your racetrack type ones all over it, all different scales. And then down in here, you've got other ones and various types just like that. Okay, but the thing is, isn't it, Lion Roar do sets specifically for different aircraft, like 109s. Yeah. I'm sure they do a 109 set and that type of thing. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody actually does do a 109. I've seen it. It might not be Lion Roar. I can't remember it is now. If somebody in chat knows. But they actually make it specifically for, and they do it in different scales. They do 70-second version of it, and then 48th and 32nd scale.
Yeah, I've got the Lion Roar sort of general set.
Yeah, I have.
Can I just answer a question to me?
Yeah.
Chat. Somebody's asked, being a left-handed modeller, what scraper do I find easier to use? To be honest, they're all kind of double-edged. I do like this one I'm using. This is the Trumpeter Master Tools 69 one. But this is, I like this one for figures because it's sharp. You can sort of rescribe and obviously deburr and all that lot, do you know what I mean? But it's double-edged, so really, I think they all are. I've had no problems with any of the scrapers, to be honest. Where's the other one I've got?
What's the commando knife called?
And then I've got this one, which is another. This is by a company called Manchima. Again, it's similar sort of thing to that one, look. And the one I really liked, I broke, which was this one. But I had the pointer end, and I think Phil still got it.
Yeah.
The proper sharp, because that one's got a bit of a scribing tool on as well. But I snapped my other end.
So this one is
airbrush.
Yeah, this one's got 3 edges.
Yeah.
So it's like omnidirectional, but it's lethally sharp. It's basically a shank.
So next week when that one might be missing.
I was going to say, I'm going to come back. It's going to be missing a blade. It's going to have a broken one in it.
Hey, I'm going to swap it for something else, so you'll never know.
I must admit, for scraping as well, I think, and I showed it on a video a couple of weeks ago when I was doing it. Don't forget, you can use both directions.
Yeah.
So, you know, because obviously if you're coming towards you at a slight angle, you're going to be carving. And I know you can carve with them as well. But for scraping, you know, and when you get to the Vulcan, which I think is in the next part, we do lots of this. And you'll see that I often talk about going one direction with it. Okay, and then obviously you can flip it over and come back the other direction with it, but also you can use the square edges on this side as well for flat areas, and then you can just go across. So it's great for doing that type of sort of scraping work. So I don't think it's too worried about being left and right handed with it.
No,
I'm a lefty as well, and I've got, like Matt, I've got a load of tools, but that I always end up going back to that.
Yeah.
An old Morton craft knife with a curved blade in that can get in really awkward places.
You ought to keep that knife. That's got to be almost an antique now, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got one with like the straight blade in.
Jesus, I remember having them in the 80s.
And I've got a pack of each blades as well. But the curved one, like I say, that's my go-to scraper now, really all the time.
Yeah.
Even though I've bought, you know, I've got that one as well. I've got a Games Workshop one. I think it's just what you get used to, isn't it?
Yeah, what's comfortable as well, yeah. Just to answer Scott as well in chat, yeah, we're getting more of the 109s in stock, not, you know, we need just general stock as well as pre-orders. So, yes, they'll be in and probably up Monday. Will they not? Yeah.
We should have ordered more.
No, we'll be plenty, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, just to answer, Neil said 135th 109, not 132nd. Yeah, it's border models.
Border
I
models.
won't say the first because I'm sure someone will correct me, but yeah, they're bringing out the first 135th 109 in 135th. So goes well with your armour stuffs and figures and things.
One there from Lindsay saying that he started building after a 30-year break, and he's built in the Viewfighter. Only problem is that he's broken off the radar aerials off. And a few sticky glue fingerprints. Don't worry about it. Absolutely. For aerials and stuff, don't forget you can replace them with rod. You can buy very, very fine rod. And so if you ever have, we were talking about it actually on the Thursday night show about aftermarket gear. And you can, if I can find mine, I'll change it. Here they are. Albion Alloys do rod from obviously thick stuff right the way down. This is 0.1 mil, and it's literally like thick hair, and it's very, very fine stuff. So you can replace aerials and various things like that, and little, you know, pointy bits with a little bit of rod. So it works very, very well on that.
But if it's your first build in 30 years, you just want to enjoy it, don't you? Get it out there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Get it done, you know, look at it and think, right, yeah, let's move on to another one. And
Yes.
yeah.
You're going to make mistakes. So just learn from them, innit it? And just take it and, like I say, carry on, get to the next one. And
Yep.
say,
I'm going to do some modelling.
Right.
Change.
that's it, put him on full cam.
Yeah, we can now sit back and look. We can see Matt there scraping. That's
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a bit of scraping, so I'm probably not going to do it exciting to watch for this next.
So I'm probably not going to do very much exciting either.
We've got Andy blew in. I think he needs a new cutting mat. Yours looks like mine did.
To be fair, I've got a new one behind me, I think. Somewhere. We're in green this time.
That's it.
Grey definitely doesn't work.
John's riveting, freehand.
Is there?
Well, he's got
Yeah,
a
well,
sharp,
he's a-
pointy thing, and he's stabbing his model with it.
I had a gap along the base of the tail,
Yeah.
so I've corked it with some Vallejo putty, but of course it's filled all the fine rivets along it as well, so I'm just cleaning them out.
Right. It's all right, John, you've frozen. Oh, no, he's back. Although his camera's having a hard time trying to focus on him. So we'll leave that because everyone's going to get an epileptic fit. So Matthew's there deburring, just sharpening up the detail.
I tell you, that's if you are doing sort of styrene figures from Mini Art, Dragon, whoever, it is worth the time just to take the seams out. As well, if you've got one of these as well, they're really good for just sharpening the details up, because that is kind of the downside compared to resin figures, is the details can be a little bit soft.
Yes.
If you've got sort of one of these tools, or what we've shown, like this Fey one, obviously different end to that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's basically you're rescribing. You're rescribing, deepening, and just, you know, like this guy here, look, you can go under sort of the flaps of his clothes, just scrape them out, make them sharper, and just generally, and it does make a hell of a lot of difference, to be honest.
Yes.
So yeah, again, if you, like I was saying on Thursday, I've got, like I say, just a styrene head on this, a standard head, but if you do upgrade to resin heads as well, you can have really, really nice figures for not a lot of money, really. You know, there's probably a set of 4 dragon figures or whatever you get in the Mini Art ones. You get 4 or 5 figures. Is probably the cost of 1 resin figure.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think the heads are about £8. I think for the Hornet heads. So again, it's a worthwhile upgrade.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what I'm just currently looking for is let me put my overhead on as well. As I say, we've got our little aircraft down in here. My next stage is to give it some break up some of them. So I'm just looking through here for some reference shots of the different panels. And obviously things like that. So we'll look for over ones as well. So we say you're looking really just round overall to see if there's different materials used. You know, as in different metals on them. And as I say, like you can see under here, they're not all exactly the same. I was just looking at one a minute ago and it was showing it was different. And not knowing the Lightning that well, it is that thing of finding some decent shots, which I thought I had nice overall ones of them. Here we go. So, you know, you're just basically having a look round on them. Museum birds tend to be a little bit different, but it still gives you a good idea of different metals used. Like you can see under here how they are slightly different and the different areas. So I'm just trying to work out where ours need to go and where we're going to do them on these ones. So that's what we're saying about a reference is really good for this type of stuff. And obviously you can see with the nose we're going to try and do that and the various things. So yes. Oh, wrong one, sorry. Andy's now gluing.
Roger's asked about the tutorials. Now your tutorials, and are they free to watch?
Yes, they are.
It says a lot of people on the Airfix page he directs to the Flory for advice to you.
Yeah.
And he's just saying all the tutorials free to watch. I can see them, but can non-members watch?
Yes, yeah. So obviously depending where you are looking at them. So for instance, if you come over to the normal into the Flory site on here, there we go. If you go to tutorials and then obviously just click on the learn more, all of these are all free to watch. They're all going to get upgraded. As I say, I'm just going to push through these 2 builds at the moment, then I'm going to probably have a bit of a month off from a full build to do all of this lot again. But again, you've got the sanding tutorials, the various ones down in here. Making your own styrene filler is very popular. Everyone always watches that one. But again, about filling and sanding. So this one down in here is your general type ones. And then obviously if you go back down in here, we got the airbrush ones. And again, you just click on these. They're free to watch and you can link them as well. So if you want to send somebody just a link on a video, you can do that. These are all unlocked. And we've got all the various ones, obviously about airbrushing and stuff like that for your basics, as well as, and these are the ones we're going to be redoing soon, which is the airbrushing live again. So it'll all be live tutorials each sort of, an evening with job as we go through about airbrushing again. But again, these ones are quite old in the great scheme of things because I'm just using acrylics and we're using like, just older ones. So now, because we've moved into more the lacquer era and synthetics and stuff, we'll be showing those as well. Okay, so that's all your airbrushing one, and then obviously down in here, these are the bite size, which are the newer ones. So down in here, this will be continuing on. These got the pause because of COVID. I was doing these literally one a week, then COVID hit, and we did the live shows every day, and I didn't have time to do these. So these are the most modern ones. So we got a full video about planning your build, how to go about it, really basic. Removing the parts from the sprues and clean up, stuff like that. Gluing, basic things like that. And then obviously we've got about cleaning your models. We've got ones on priming, we've got ones on decaling, we've got camos with oils and things. We've got doing props, just literally about painting props, making 3D harnesses, doing those. And then obviously we've got other ones which will get superseded by newer ones, no doubt, about glossing and stuff like that. So yeah, but they're all free to watch. You can just go for your life on those. All very interesting.
Yeah.
Claus says about using CA glue, is it still the best way to attach resin? Absolutely. It's the quickest and easiest. You can use like 2-part epoxies and 5-minute resins and stuff, but for speed and ease of use, obviously a thicker resin takes a little bit longer to go off, so it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. But definitely, if you're like just a small part, then definitely CA glue every single time. Adam says, what cameras do you guys use for your down shots?
I'm just on a webcam today.
Yeah, we all use Logitech, the
Yes, the 920.
C920s.
Yeah, that are pretty impossible to get hold of nowadays, aren't they?
I think they're coming back a bit now.
Oh, are they?
There's going to be loads of them kicking around soon.
Might be sale on again. Could do with another one.
Yeah, well, there hasn't been. Usually they used to give them away for about 20 quid, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mine for about 25 quid, I think, and then COVID hit and they were like 180 quid.
So, admittedly, mine isn't though. That's the only thing. None of mine are webcams here because I've obviously got the bigger with the studio set up.
Are they, have they upgraded these yet? These cameras?
And they've tried to, but they're not any better.
All right.
Nathan's got a C922, I think, which was a lot more money. And I think the only thing you could do different was do green screen stuff with it. But then they allowed these ones to do the same, so I don't think there was any difference in the end.
They say they update the software, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
They do now a 4K one, which is supposed to be alright, but it's a lot more money. And
Again, it depends what you're doing with it. If you're streaming, you have to think about the quality of obviously how you're streaming. So it's all very well having a 4K camera, but if you haven't got the bandwidth to shoot 4K out, you have to be a little bit sort of careful. Right, okay, so we're going to do the dull areas first. I think I've got some dull aluminium here somewhere.
I want to know what people find so addictive about this hobby.
therapeutic.
Yes.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Creativity for me.
Yes.
For me, I like it because it sort of allows me to work down and takes my mind off work.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true. They're saying Andy's got a glaring mat. He needs to give it a sand to stop the reflection on it.
That better? It's very glaring. I think I've got my light really low. I keep banging my head on it, and then it bangs onto my camera. Is that better?
Yeah, it's alright. It's not too bad, to be honest.
Scott's put it's for him. It's nice to see other people's models and get inspired. Also, when at air shows or playing a game, you get the urge to want to build something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Inspirational.
Yeah. Davy's put keeps his ex-girlfriend away from me. Of course, Rob, have a manicure every week. You know, gotta look nice for the camera.
This is it. He puts it under expenses as well. Hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Where's my other bloody roller tape?
I've got to admit, I do not actually miss having dirty fingers anymore from the old job. I used to hate it, to be honest. You know, like, grubby fingernails and stuff. Horrible.
Yeah.
So I don't miss that. 100%.
Yes. Nothing worse than grubby fingers.
Well, it is if you're doing this sort of thing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's the first bit on the floor.
Mm. Shell.
I seem to be dropping a few pots on that build, Andy.
Yeah, I can't believe. I am.
There'll be more on the carpet than on the kit.
Where are you?
It is. I've got to agree. Paul's just put it's a great way just to block out all the nonsense that goes off. It's a bit of escapism as well, isn't it?
Thing is, like what I've always said when, you know, from day one about this, it is that thing. If you had a really bad day and like life's a bit shit, it's one of those hobbies where you can just switch off, can't you? You can be in your own little world with your own little thoughts. You know, it's quite a personal thing.
Yeah. Just saying the Avon show's on next week, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Got to be one of the first ones back on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Has there been any others yet?
Not that I know of.
Has anybody actually been to a model show since? I suppose we've only just literally come out of a lockdown again, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A bit of freedom.
Mm.
Freedom.
Yes.
Interesting to see how it goes.
Mm. Thing is, I think as it's a local show, I think it should be quite nicely attended, but you know, I
Yeah.
think Telford's going to be the make or break.
Yeah.
I must admit, I've spoken to a few of our members about it, and I think people still have concerns about being in, you know, closed areas, I was speaking to one of my members about it, and obviously he's got underlying health issues and stuff like that, so he did say he's probably not going to be attending. But you know, we were talking about where obviously I went to the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
So I was there with 140,000 people, but you are outdoors, you know. But even that, you're still a little bit weird. I have to say, it was still just a little bit strange being in close proximity to so many people.
Well, it was when I went out on Tuesday, out to Nottingham, and you know we were out into Nottingham city centre, and we had to walk round, and then went up to the castle and was inside, you know, and it was a bit because I've not really been anywhere, in a little bubble at work, and obviously, you know, just generally local round here, apart from obviously going to see. Well, I could go down and see my mother, but then it's only really been going anywhere.
Yeah.
So that was it, because we went on the tram as well.
Mm-hmm.
Went on the tram, and obviously first time public transport. I can't remember last time I went on public transport. So yes, I had my mask on. Put it that way.
I don't blame you.
It weren't packed. It's by no means, you know, packed or busy.
Mm-hmm.
There was only letting so many people in anyway to the castle and everything, so you had to book a ticket and still, and you know, we're in a free for all. So it was actually nice. There was space, you could walk around, and you didn't feel claustrophobic and packed.
Yeah.
But it is when you've not done it for a year and a half. It does take a bit of getting used to again.
Yes.
People in general, I suppose.
Well, I think that's what I was saying about it. Was that thing when I was away at the weekend. In the bar and that was lots of people, and it was a bit strange. And you know, my other half, she's used to it, I suppose, being in an A&E department all day long with lots of people. But for me, it seems really surreal and odd to be in that many people. So doing that and then going to be doing Telford, you know, it's going to be a bit weird. But
it's going to be really weird for you when we're all down next week.
I know. I think the most people who've ever been here has been me mum, and me had my brother round the other week. That was it.
Yeah, and then me down the other week.
That's it, and you down the other week, and that was it. So.
Yeah.
So I've probably been lucky. I don't find it that much different because obviously I've worked all the way through it.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in a sorting office with 150 other people.
Yeah.
And I've been out and about. It doesn't seem quite so strange, but I imagine if you have been cooped up, it's.
I mean, Neil's put about. I mean, we're all double vaccinated now and everything, aren't we? Like I say, it's not going to go away. We're going to have to live with it. But I suppose when you've been in your little bubble for a year and a half and only seen your certain family or whatever, it's going to get a bit of getting used to again, just to being back to a bit of normality and, like I say, going to crowded places and whatever. So, where you just took it for granted before you think about it.
Yeah. No, that's right. It's very true.
But yeah, we've just got to get on with it in a certain way, haven't we? So.
Yeah. Can't beat us.
Yeah.
We will not be beaten.
Oh. Has anybody been watching the Olympics?
Yes. I thought the girl who did the BMX in did great. Bless her. She couldn't even walk at the end of it. But she had to crowdfund to get there as well.
Yeah.
I thought, good on her, girl.
Yeah. I tell you what, I was watching, I think it was the mountain biking. And they do, I don't know if it was 4 laps or something, but they were massive. I'll tell you what, that was brutal. It was proper brutal. The ladies were doing it. I think it was like the Swiss team. I think they got gold, silver and bronze or something, unless one of them fell off before I'd left.
Yeah.
Honestly, the course was brutal. It was wet, it was slippy. They were, Like
the lad who won it, did he get gold? The British lad? He broke his collarbone so many weeks before, wasn't it?
What, in BMXing or?
No, on the mountain biking.
Oh, yeah, he won, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, to break your collarbone, that's bloody painful, that is.
Yes. And there's not a lot you can do. You can't thing it. You just got to
Yeah,
let it heal.
that's right, you just let it heal, yeah.
Yeah, it's been all right, and it's just a bit weird we're having no crowds.
Yeah.
You know, I feel a bit sorry for the athletes because obviously they've trained that 5 years, I suppose, rather than 4, and
Yeah.
obviously the TV audience to see them, but there's not really the crowd for the atmosphere.
No. I must admit,
You
I said
know.
to my other half, you do know you have to remember this, because in like 100 years' time, it will be the question on a pub quiz will be, what was so special about the 2020 Olympics?
Yeah, well, it was held in 2021
That's it.
for one. But yeah, you know, it's I don't know, it's lost a bit of atmosphere.
Yeah, I think it has as well.
You know, because before we came on, I think the tennis was on. It was just like nobody in there apart from obviously the coaches and umpire and stuff. And it was, I don't know.
I must admit,
You got to feel sorry for the athletes because they can't. Some of them, thrive off it, don't they? Others obviously buckle under the pressure, but some of them, it's they like that sort of thing. And I bet it's hard to get yourself up for
psyched up for it.
I suppose without the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Mentally, it's tough, and being in the little bubbles as well in the villages and stuff.
Yeah.
As well, I bet in the back of the head as well, because it's a few. Because if they get tested positive, they've gone. That's it. Their Olympics is finished, like it has for a few of them. So.
Well, the thing is, they're doing this thing as well, isn't it? After they've competed, they go home straight away. They're not allowed to hang around.
Yeah.
So it must all be a bit surreal. I did like John's video he sent us all with a French bloke doing the Olympics. How he didn't get punched many a time, I don't know. Someone jumped on my back, I just punched him.
It's one of those things. I went on YouTube this morning, and it was one of those things that just randomly come up, and I thought, "What's that?" And it didn't make me chuckle. It was the first one with the beekeeper.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you get some nutter come flying at you, saw fencing. Right, okay, so a couple of questions are, where are we? That's Phil, on your Euro truck, how are you going to weather the underside? Well, funny enough, I did that yesterday. So I did my standard silver Buffables scrub on it. Then it gets a dry brush, and then later on it'll get full weathered as well. So it'll go in there with washes, a little bit of oils, various bits and pieces, because again, it's going to be in Africa, so it's going to have to be that sort of dusty Angolan colour, I think. That's a lovely shot, Andy, of the top of your work light.
Oh, God.
240.
He's getting in the way.
Oh, so yeah, that's the plan for that one. That part will actually be up with you on Monday. I've got to edit it. Yeah, that's job for tomorrow. I'll get the editing done on that one.
And the bit I had in between is when you said that and I've moved my light.
Oh no, you've lost it. Ciao.
So I found it. I found it.
Have you found your bit that you dropped last night, Andy?
Hey, no, it's only a little bit of a pipe. It's not a problem. Not even.
It's only the turret.
Yeah, take out turret on it. So.
Woodhouse says, "Hi guys, question about weathering jet aircraft. Do you use different washes depending on the paint scheme of your aircraft? For example, for a silver Lightning compared to a sea grey Phantom, what would you use?" Pretty much, I always stick with the dark dirt colour, because it's a neutral colour. That was, to be honest, the reason why I came up with that said colour is because you can use it with pretty much everything. That's the whole point. It's the old engine oil colour, so you can see it on black, and on white it's not quite as strong as black is, because if you put black on it you'll really see the difference. So you can get away with using it on greys, greens, browns, all of those ones. The only time I don't tend to use dark dirt as a panel line wash, so to speak, or a weathering wash on a model, is if it is something where it's either in a muddy conditions, so then I might switch to the grime, because the grime's more of a muddy look to it, Or obviously if you're doing black or dark blues, I tend to go into the grey schemes and do it that way. So, you know, like when I did the X15 with all that metal finishes and everything on there, I think that the actual dark dirt would have been too strong. And you wouldn't see it as such. So that way we switched out, we went for a grey wash right the way over it, and then when we've done dark blue we've used grey washes and things because it just makes it all pop out. But don't forget, you can mix the colours to just get an off shot of it. So if you think the dark dirt might be too strong, just add a little bit of grey to it, or a little bit of the light wash just to lighten it up a bit so it's not quite as strong and in your face.
Good idea.
Yes. Greg says, Matt, you need to watch the downhill mountain biking because it's mental.
Oh. Yeah, I can imagine.
Was that count how many shoulders get popped out?
Yes.
Just
See snapped
broken
legs.
So you've got to have some guts to do that, haven't you?
Yes. Apparently Dora Wings have just announced P47C, B and D, 48th scale, then in 72nd.
Alright.
Mm.
Good old Dora Wings.
They do the Percival Proctors, really,
Yeah.
and the King Cobra.
Rob says, Andy, can you tell me a bit about this item, please? Modelcraft PTW1131 pick and place tool.
It's one of these.
I can say I got one actually.
Is it this thing?
It's one of the.
Yeah.
Well, there's a double ender, but it's one of these. It's like a sticky.
Hold on, where is he? There he goes. It's a
Got
sticky
silicone
bud.
on it, hasn't it?
It is. It's like a sticky bud on a thing, isn't it? For picking up photo etch in small parts. I haven't got any photo etch here to pick up, but you know, you just dab it on and wax pencils do the same as it they use.
Yeah, so I've got zillions of, yeah.
But actually, they are quite useful. Stop your bits pinging away.
It's handy for placing like photo etch and stuff, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, small parts and.
Tell you what, we have got infill that I need to bring for you.
Mm-hmm.
Tamiya scissors, but not the scissors that I sent you. One for photo etch.
All right. What are they, like mini pliers? Got a bit more bite to them.
Well, they're in the shop. No, they're just like little scissors. Little silver scissors, and I don't know how good they are, but it's worth a tool review, I reckon.
We can have a punt, yeah.
I did make a comment of all these scissors that we don't sell, and we don't got no. We don't sell the famous orange ones.
Do you know what? It's really hard to get a trade account on them. I have tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fritz bars don't give trading cards to anybody. We're riffraff.
Yeah.
We've seen Andy on video. The modern pentathlon. Davies put, he enjoys the modern pentathlon. It's like it's a knockout for posh people. Is that the one with the horses and? I can't think, what do they do in the modern pentathlon? What's the event? Horses is one of them, isn't it? Horse riding or equestrianism or whatever you want to call it. I think.
Yes.
What's the other events in it then?
I don't know.
Or shooting?
There's shooting in it.
Shooting peasants.
Shoot.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I mean pheasants.
Okay. There's fox hunting in it. Well,
No, before we get banned and upset people.
What again?
Yeah.
Comp panels.
So,
right.
I'm very disappointed we didn't make it onto the YouTube homepage again.
Yeah, look, Phil, it's up. What did you say, John?
swords, swimming, random horses, running and shooting.
At the same time.
Out of the Range Rover.
Yeah. In tweed.
Yeah, that's it.
Brilliant.
What do you think of the new Discovery?
To be honest, I have to say, when we was coming back from the other day, I was in a lot of traffic, as you guys know. We had next to us one in black, and this was obviously a very expensive version of, because it had all the optional extras. And I did say to Tams at the time, I want one, because it looked absolutely stunning. It looked really,
Did it have
really
like
good.
the extra little box sticking outside window and?
Oh, this thing had everything. This was a top of the range one. It had fully tinted windows, the works on it, and it had proper alloys as well, not them bloody steel things they come as standard with, you know. So, but if you look at a standard one in beige or whatever they do, they look horrible. But this thing looked proper nice. But 100, what are they? They start at something like 70 grand, isn't it?
They just look a bit Jeep-like to me.
Well, the only thing that's really good, they come with a vinyl wrap as standard.
All right.
So when you scratch it, you just take it in and have a new wrap put on.
What, does that cover the rust?
Well, you don't in this day and age. They don't do that anymore.
I beg to differ. I thought you meant Discovery as in the Star Trek program.
I was going to say it's not out yet.
No, did you say Discovery or Defender?
Did I say Discovery?
Yeah, you meant Defender though, didn't you?
I meant Defender, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what you said, but yeah, it was the Defender I was on about as well.
The new thing that they've
Yes.
bought. Yeah.
Yes, I do think that looks pretty smart.
Not a 110, is it?
No, there's a nice 110 for sale just around here though, if you have got £70,000 free.
What?
Yeah, there's a 110 Defender with all the gubbins on it.
XMOD.
Oh yeah, 1K for loaner.
It's alright if the Signal's lot have had it. They didn't take theirs proper off-road. Do you know what? The Cybertruck, I just don't like it. It looks like it's something from IKEA.
What?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Cybertruck? Seriously, it looks like IKEA made it.
To me, it looks like a 10-year-old kid's drawing it with a ruler.
Anyway, just going back to IKEA, Nathan yesterday with family, I spent 7 hours in IKEA.
Look, he's the only person I know who goes there for dinner.
He had
What?
2 dinners.
He had lunch and dinner yesterday.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He was there that long.
He takes his family for a proper nice day out at IKEA.
7 hours in IKEA.
How can you do that? I skip through, you know, the centre bit so you don't have to go round all the entire thing.
And this was apparently to buy a bed for Isla.
Oh, Jesus.
7 hours. Jeez, I know. It's mad.
That's my idea of hell, that is.
At least it's not on a Sunday,
Yeah.
because that is hell on earth on a Sunday in IKEA.
Mind you, John probably knows because he might have even done it, but we've got the Exeter Chiefs are next door to our one. So everyone goes in there for breakfast before the match. It's utter chaos.
Oh, somebody's got the power tools out around here as well, Andy.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
No.
Hedge trimming or something. I say it's quite nice here today, some of that. What's weather forecast for tomorrow? Next weekend, Phil?
Well, you know what it's like here. They say every day it's going to rain, and then they change their mind the day before. Now we've just had Storm Evitt go through, so we're okay. All those poor campers who are on the cliffs in Cornwall had a fun evening, I'm sure.
I've been there and done that. It wasn't fun.
Yeah, it's the bit where you say you're never going camping again.
It was. That was the last time me and Leslie actually went camping. Oh, it was the night from hell. We'd spent a nice few days in Somerset, in North Curry, and then we went down to North Devon, I think. Ended up because it was full, they chucked us in this cow field, basically, facing the sea. Beautiful view and everything, except for when the storm came in. And we had no protection, because then behind, we was like one side of a hedge.
Yeah.
All the others were on the other side, so they were quite protected, but no, we was the brunt of it, and oh my God.
Never known a night like it.
Oh, honestly, it was awful. It really was. We just had no sleep. Obviously, trying to keep the tent from just disappearing. And time daylight come, it was like, right, we are packing up. Wet tent, everything. Didn't even pack it away, chucked it in the car and came home.
Yeah.
That was it. It was like, no.
I think a lot of people did that this week.
No chance.
Me and Shell spent a day after a storm walking around trying to find a new carbon fibre pole for the tent because one of the poles had snapped.
I don't know, how's camping ever fun?
Well, they were all going home yesterday because our Joe came down to pick up some stuff from Bristol and it took him 2.5 hours to get back home.
Yeah.
Which is normally an hour's run.
Yeah. Thing is, traffic down here is what we're saying about, obviously you guys coming down at the moment is just an absolute nightmare. You think Monday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm stuck north of Bristol trying to get home, and it took 4 hours to get from north of Bristol to John's at Taunton. Because it was just, and that's on a Monday afternoon for Christ's sake. Never known anything like it.
All these gropples coming down our way, Phil. It's no good, is it?
It is. Bloody foreigners. Coming down here, spending all their money. It's great.
Yeah.
Could be worse. It could be the second homeowners. They're even worse. No, we love you all really. Come down and spend all your money because we need it. Right, well I think I'm almost ready for a bit of paint. Seeing as I've basically covered this thing in masking tape.
Yeah, talking of the Swedish meatballs, he had 2 portions yesterday.
Oh my lord. Didn't he take Ange there for Valentine's?
No, that was KFC.
Oh, was it
Yes, it was,
KFC?
yeah.
He's such a romantic.
Yeah, but he did say it was before they went to the theatre.
Oh, right.
So, you know, it weren't all
Right.
bad.
All right, we'll let him somewhat off then.
But obviously, Anne just remembers the going to KFC for Valentine's. Which, if I was Ange, I'd be really grateful because I don't take Leslie anyway for Valentine's.
For me, that would have been.
What was it he was saying last night? Because Ange was born in Tanzania.
Yeah.
He's going to build a Tanzanian MiG-21 for the out of Africa troop build
Yeah.
for her, basically. Dedicate it to her.
That would be lovely. I'm sure she'll treasure that forever.
I said, is your wedding anniversary coming up soon?
Yeah, 2 birds with 1 stone. Here you go, love. Wedding anniversary. Jesus.
The thoughts there.
Is it?
Well, you know, kind of.
Yeah, he thought about it and then forgot.
So we'll be taking collections for Nathan's funeral later on in the week.
What do you think about diluting Revel Aqua with MLT? What's MLT?
It's the leveling thinner.
It's the
Oh,
leveling-
Mr. Leveling
you can't-
Thinner, sorry. Yeah,
you
you can't
can't.
do that. That won't work.
Turn to chewing gum.
It will turn to glue. Yes, don't try that. Well, you can, but you'll have to what we call over thin it, which sort of defeats the object.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Don't bother.
Yeah. To be honest, I know we take the mick. Well, we take the mick out of Humbrol a lot more than Aquacolor, but Aquacolor isn't that bad. Out of them all, it will thin. You can thin it with, and one of the best things I've thinned it with is airbrush cleaner.
Yeah.
Acrylic airbrush cleaner, which I don't know what I've done with mine now. What have I done with mine? Oh, here it is. So if you've got some of that, it works really great because this is almost is the cleaning agent, works as a retarder, so it actually sprays quite well. But it does take a bit to get your ratios right. The one thing I would advise is probably going to go with a little bit higher air pressure though, and just blast it. That way it will stop it clogging. Because it will just keep cleaning through, but you can do that. But obviously airbrush cleaner with it, I've used their white. I've spoken about it many times, but years ago I actually run out of paint and I needed white quick and I used it, and that was on a C2 and it went down lovely really.
I use it for hand painting all the time. It's quite good. Like the,
Yeah.
the general colours, you like reds, whites, blacks, oranges, reds, that sort of thing.
What?
Travis says he saw an 87 Corolla that sold for 45 grand. Christ.
What, like Toyota Corolla?
I assume so, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Modern classics.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm just going to move slightly over into the spray bay. So by the power of magic, we're going to go clink. There we go.
If 87 Corollas that much, how much is a 2006 Honda Civic worth?
No, Andy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have figured John's camera's upside down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could have been quids in there, John, with our Civics.
Wouldn't get rid of me little Civic, bless her.
I was talking to my brother because he's at the moment, he's got on loan a X3, BMW X3.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the hybrid one, right? So the reason you'd have an X3, and all these new electric cars or like hybrid cars, isn't it, is that you need a little bit of space in the boot. But unfortunately what BMW have done is that they've raised the boot height by probably 15 centimetres to put the battery in it. So now the back of this X3's got no more room than your normal saloon car.
Right.
So it's like, what the hell? But apparently he said, because obviously the 5 Series and stuff they've got with the mild hybrid, they've got about as much room as if it was a convertible now. Because obviously they've got all the batteries in them.
Yeah. That's the problem, isn't it, with these?
Like, where do you put these massive batteries in cars? That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah. Like I say, something's got to be compromising. It's like, say, it's boot space or...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Get a few years and we're like the size of a Durafell or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it will be.
Or just a normal car battery which can hold... Oh, nice top of your head then. But yeah, at the minute it's a bit like 3D printers, isn't it?
Yes.
The technology's not quite here.
There we go. Long ball RIC round
Races.
What's that? And there.
That's some boy racer.
Corsa.
Yeah, 1.1 Corsa.
The shell just popping down the shop.
Yeah, that's the Mini.
That's a point. How is the Mini now, Andy? Is it alright now?
Oh, that'd be a no then.
I'm looking for some wood to touch. Without being rude.
No,
No, it's it's all right actually.
it's all right.
It's I don't want to say too much in case it isn't.
Fair enough.
Problem is, BMWs when they get to a certain age, it seems that all the plastics start deteriorating in the engine because all the connections between the pipes and everything are all plastic,
Yeah.
and they just like then turn brittle and fall apart. Apparently. And you replace one, then another one needs doing, and you do another one needs doing, and
Oh.
that'll fact that's doing.
Hey,
To make sure that you end up having to pay their extortionate prices for the replacements. That's all right.
Yeah. So if it was a choice of coming down to yours next week in shells a lot newer
Yeah.
Mini Cooper S or my or older Honda Civic, it's my Honda Civic.
Is it too noisy with my mic on? Do you want me to mute?
Pardon?
I
you
can mute.
painting?
I'm just doing the second silver coat on the Lightning. I'm just about to blow a polish onto the nose ring so I can polish it.
Ooh.
Probably said it's 5 a.m. in North Dakota. There he is. Ken said it's 6 a.m. usually. Either barely open coffee room.
Right, well, I'm not going to chrome. I was going to chrome the nose, but I think I'm going to polish it.
What you painted it in?
Well, I'm going to use buff. I've done normal extreme metals for the rest of it, but I was
Yeah.
going to use a little bit of chrome buffables, or maybe stainless steel and polish it. I might go with stainless steel actually. I prefer that effect. So what we're going to use a little bit of stainless steel in here, and we're just going to do the nose ring,
Yeah.
and then we'll buff it. We'll give it a polish. So I spray this neat. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it gives a nicer effect.
It says, oh good, I'm not the only one who's spraying with the visor on. You got your visor on, Phil?
I did just then a minute ago, yeah.
Yeah. It says, also it's okay among dirty among friends. And it says, I think it's an age thing. Finding myself uttering primeval groans when lifting heavy stuff off the floor recently. It's when you get primeval groans when you're getting up out of your chair.
Thing is, I can honestly say my eyes have absolutely had it this last year. I went and had an eye test 2 years ago, and I walked out thinking, well, I went in thinking, oh, I'm going to have glasses, and I'd even picked out the frames whilst I was waiting, and he said, no, you don't need any, just use your Optivisor when you're actually working. He said, because it's just the elasticity in your eyes and everything isn't what it is now, and that's perfectly normal, blah, blah, blah. But now I can't even look at my phone without sort of doing a double take. So something's definitely gone a bit wrong. So I think I'm of that age now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to fight it, because you can't really fight it in this job, you know. You need your eyes. So I'm going to go back, I think, make another appointment and see what we can do.
I mean, Shell had his lasers years ago.
Hmm.
But that's now at the stage now where it's worn off and she needs glasses again, so. I think it lasted about 15 years with her.
Hmm.
Not bad though.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now that's 15 years worth of glasses that she entered to buy.
And if you go for the 2 for 69 quid job. Every league.
Right. Don't forget that saying, buy cheap, buy twice.
Oh, you get twice.
Not nearly. Oh, God. Not the cameras.
Note to self, don't use cheap masking tape.
Yeah, note to self, don't use cheap masking tape.
Come on, you just grab my kick for me, just spray it on this.
No problem.
Yeah, hold on. You got not enough hands?
Never is, isn't it?
Yeah, look. Might put his cap on backwards, look. Like he's down with the kids.
Yeah, because I picked up the bloody wishy-washy tape by mistake.
Is it bled?
No, it hasn't bled, it's just left half the bloody sticky behind.
Oh.
Oops.
That'll be fun to get off.
WD-40.
Oh, shit. Tell you what, these tweezers are very sharp. Note to self. Just gouged a load straight down to the plastic. Shit. Jesus. Stuck. What's about this tape if you pull it really slowly?
That's the trick.
Apparently, yeah. Tamiya tape's absolutely fine, but that stuff's shit. There again, I bought it because everyone told me, oh, it's just like Tamiya tape. Is it?
We've had that before though, and nothing seems to be like Tamiya tape, does it?
No.
Or whatever.
There you go. My legendary compressor that only starts up when you turn the air pressure down. If you have your air pressure up, it never leaks or anything. Turn it down a little bit, even by 10 psi, it will start emptying itself for some reason.
See, Jack's going on in Jack.
Hold on.
Apparently, why have you done all that masking just to spray the wingtip?
Well, we've done a bit more on the wingtips. We've done roots, we've done various areas on here. Hold on, I'll put it on full screen in a sec when I've got it unmasked. Hopefully without leaving a load of residue behind. Right, so that's just the nose. So no, what we did was, if I just go to me a sec, what we've done is we've done the shoulder areas that have them. We've done plate underneath. We've done, you're right, the tips at the end have been done. As I say, it's one of those things on the camera you don't really see it. We've done the centre up the back here as well. There's a couple of others, but there'll be smaller ones. But the main reason for masking a lot of it is I didn't want to put overspray over the blue. So we just got the nose to do, which we'll do in a secondi, which we're going to buff. So there's our little nose, but there we go, there's your shoulders. But we're going to buff the nose. So to do that, we use my favourite little puffy brush, which is quite a soft one. And then literally, we're just going to buff it by hand using the brush. And the great thing with these is, the more you buff it, the more it will go. So to start off with, we'll just do this half here.
Just got to remember not to touch it, haven't you?
Yeah. But the great thing is they really look like metal. Really look like metal. Yeah, you could have used the chrome pen. I know I saw Neil put out there about using the chrome pen. Yeah, you can do it that way. But that is going to be too strong, I think, in this scale. Because the thing is, they're not. Hopefully you can see it's coming through. I can probably get away with unmasking it.
Do you know what you could have used?
Mm-hmm.
Bare metal foil.
Yeah.
You got any?
Yeah.
You got some?
Yeah.
I keep thinking about it on the cars, you know, to the chrome.
Yeah.
Never used it, and actually found mine that I knew I'd bought some, and I didn't know what I'd done with it. And it's here, look. New improved chrome.
Hold on, need to come to you. There we go. Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
it's like just self-adhesive tape, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically...
Just not trying to cut through that. I couldn't find it last time I wanted it. I don't know if it was for the Jag. I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's for the
You're going
Jag.
to do the trim on the Jag.
Am I still on the camera or off?
Yep, still on.
So I started doing this, look.
All right.
an Asagawa T-Bird.
Yeah.
Even though they can't use Ford Thunderbird, obviously, for licensing.
Yeah.
Just a really simple kit, so I just thought I might try it on that, because I got the body in primer and rubbed down, and it's only aerosol stuff. You know what I mean? Just an aerosol Tamiya primer.
Yeah.
Just rescribed to deepen the panel line. I'm not going mad with it. I just going to use an exile. To be honest, I really don't know what colour to do it. That's why I've stored a little bit on it.
Candy apple red.
I don't want to do any of that flame rubbish. I think it's tacky.
Yeah.
But
I think you ought to. I think you ought to do a video on how to do it.
Yeah, we want flames up the side.
well, I'll tell you what then. That won't be hard, because look.
You get the without the decals.
No, that ain't happening. True fire. Could do a true fire one if I could actually do it.
Yes.
No, that ain't gonna happen. But yeah, just a proper curbside model, if you know what I mean. But good to go. It's Asagawa, isn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just debating on what colour to do it. And in the interior, so put that right way. Here you go. Look. But yeah, I might try a bit of that chrome on that. See if I can actually use it. See how.
Yeah.
See what happens with it. You used it on the airliner, didn't you?
Yes. There we go. That's what I've done with mine.
Have a look. Oh, very small.
The only thing I've read about that bare metal foil is that it can go off after time. It can be quite difficult to peel.
Right.
Whether that is true or not, I don't know.
Again, don't know. Blimey, it's 11:30 already.
Oh no. There we go.
Where did the mornings go?
Yes, this is true. Again, the trouble you find with the camera is it tends to bleach. So obviously trying to show silver on camera is really difficult. It doesn't look, it looks a lot more contrasty into the naked eye than the camera's picking it up. There we go. Shiny, 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 shiny. So I think we've just got the gum ones to do. Right, how are we doing in chatty chatty?
I think they're all busy.
Yes.
Everybody's building. Let's see what people are building, really. Chat up what you're working on.
Yeah. Jeff says, slightly related to the Thursday show, does anybody know of any aftermarket decals for the 72nd B-25 for the Soviet Lend-Lease scheme? Turn that up a bit. There are some, I have seen some. Obviously Hannants, if you go on Hannants and just stick in there B-25, you know, Soviet, you probably come up with a load. Let me have a look.
If just put B-25 in, it'll give you the related stuff that was with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think it would have been the C, isn't it, for the B-25 in those days?
H, I think. They do an H and a J. I don't know if they had them then, though. It might have been the early one, which would be the Afix kit. Possibly the C, is it? And the D version?
Yeah, I've got there. Which one's this? Is the Mark II, they're calling it.
Mark 2, yeah, I don't know.
How comes they don't call it a B-25? The North American Mitchell Mark II.
Because we called it a Mitchell, didn't we?
Oh yeah, there's the RAF version was a Mitchell bomber. Yeah. Okay, so what we got here? Reprinted, camouflage. Look, sometimes I'm just too good for myself. Right, okay, so there you go. Soviet ones. So the Soviet National Uprising Allied Air Power, 72nd scale, whatever that is. There we go. So you've got lots of different ones. You've got Dakotas, B-17s, obviously not those, but down in the bottom here. And it goes with Yaks. So if you are into your Soviet, you get some good options down in there. So you've got two types, black belly one and another one. So, but the thing is, same thing. If you do go into, wrong one, if we go back out. There you go. So if you put in the product just at the top and then just skimmy down in here, look, you've got all the decals for it. So you've got all the ones. So you can just look through them all. I don't know if we've got any other ones, but I've definitely seen them. But yeah, look, hundreds and hundreds. Hundreds. Lots and lots. But yeah, that looks like the only one I can see off the cuff. But obviously, if you've got a bit more time, you can have a skimmy through and probably see a lot more.
Yeah. So what we're working on, hold on, Matt's working on the 48 sock with Camel, which Revo one, which I think is the Ed Hard kit reboxed. Trevor's still working on his SH60 seal, Declan.
Nice.
Terry's on 28mm Prussian Napoleonic cavalry. And a 28mm Balrog. Balrog, what's one of them?
Pass.
Dirk's continuing with his kamikaze plate, fine molds. Phil's got as a Gowan 48 kitty up Mark 1, dealing with the inserts. That's the kit where the back end's different to the front, but it's easier to join the back to the front first and then do it traditionally, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than try and plug it in at the back.
Yes.
Oh, right, okay. It's the fire demon from Lord of the Rings. Ooh.
Dan's doing the 132nd Arado 196 twin flow. And he knows that well, doesn't he?
Yep.
What else we got? E6 Texas for the Africa, SA2 Sam, Vietnam. Ooh. KP's Big 21.
Ooh.
From Peter's doing the parts clean up. That's gonna
Take a year.
that's gonna be a lot of clean up.
Richard's doing Bradley camo on a 135th. Oh, split. What was it? Sexton.
Yeah, Terry, that ain't gonna happen. Me, I'm not painting any flames on anything. Sorry. The only flames of the game if I put some paraffin on it, they're on fire. Roger's doing his, just finished his Javelin. David's doing a 7-second Bristol Bulldog. Is that the old Airfix kit? Somebody else's.
Oh, Paul's doing the main
Wandering Earth truck.
Wandering Earth.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Neil's doing his 1/100 Tamiya Space Shuttle. Oh. What else we got?
Rob's doing the USS Enterprise. 1350th.
Yeah. Martin's on a ICM JU88. Dirk's on an Aussie B25J for the Anzac. Have you started decaling that yet, Rob? You put your Aztec stuff on, or whatever you call it. Big thing though, aren't they? Them, I thought you'd have one of them, John, being a Trekkie.
No, I haven't.
Star trekking.
Oh, David's building the Airfix 72nd Bulldog. What's an old kit?
So how old's that? That's got to be a 60s kit, surely.
Yes.
Krista's doing a 35th 131 and SA2 and a transporter.
Roger needs another tank. What should he go for? Whatever you're interested in, I suppose. Whatever you like the look of. When you're starting your ego job.
Yeah, that's sat there.
That's sat there coming to an auction near you.
No, I won't get rid of that.
You said that about your turpits.
It's funny, I was flicking through the channels last night and Space 1999 was on.
Was it? What, all 2 episodes of it?
Was that on British Forces TV?
Probably, yeah. They do have
BBC prime time.
Yeah, brand new series of.
I've never seen an episode.
Yeah, they need to remake it. Space 22 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. Yeah, it didn't quite work out that way, did it?
Hey, what happened to that body went up into space? Not O'Branson, the other one from Google.
Yeah, he's alright. He went out and came with the woman, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was brilliant. I watched it. It was good.
They're astronauts now, though, are they?
No,
It didn't quite
they
get the
classified them.
coverage, did it?
No, I must admit, I watched it live.
The Americans changed the criteria, didn't they? They say you've got to be actively taking part.
Yeah, it's not for tourists. It's not a. You can't just be there, so to speak.
What do you mean you just can't be there?
Well, you can't just sit there whilst you're up. You have to participate in things if
Yeah,
you
you've
are
got
in
to actually
space.
take part.
So
in the
space
flight.
tourism does not make you an astronaut.
That's a bit elitist, isn't it?
Well, this is true.
Surely, if you're in space, you're an astronaut. Regardless, aren't you?
Well, yeah, they've changed it a
See,
bit.
the ISS had a little hiccup today.
No, what was that?
Like new pod made by the Russians went up and attached a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
The engines on it accidentally fired
Oh, right, nice.
and set the whole station 45 degrees off course.
Okay. So it's a bit like that scene from Moonraker.
Yeah.
That'd have been a bit worrying if you were sat there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Especially if it's 45 degrees towards the Earth.
Hi, honey, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
Just look out your window and look up at night and you'll see.
Yeah. Hurtling towards the
Yeah,
earth.
hurtling towards the Earth, yeah. Shit.
Tony's had his chipmunk delivered from Airfix yesterday.
Yeah, as should be next week as well. So, oh god, the bloody camera. Yeah, chipmunks.
Mhm.
Interesting kit to
Yes.
review. That will be, won't it?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. Quite looking forward to that. Very iconic. We were discussing the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we're expecting next week the, like I said, the 135th 109s from Border Models. Hopefully the Airfix Chipmunks and hopefully the remainder of the
Falcons.
Falcons.
Well, we're getting a restock of X-Wings as well.
Oh, right. Nice.
Yeah. Because they went really fast, then, a few we had in.
They'll be Monday, won't they?
Yeah, they'll be on Monday. So, yeah. It's all coming in.
Good, good, good. We don't need that.
Oh, it started raining down here.
Nope.
On the
that's
cusp gets
sea
TIE
mist.
fighters. We can't get TIE fighters at the moment, Rob. Come on, Matt.
You what, sorry, mate?
Can't get TIE fighters at the moment, can we?
No TIE fighters, Rob. No slave ones, and no B wings, and not yet. Is it B wings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the little Star Destroyer and Death Star. We can't get that at the minute. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the TIE fighters, Rob. I don't know why we can't get one at the minute. Oh, and I don't think we can get snow speeders either still.
All right.
Whether they're going to come through on a different container, I don't know.
Get you a Millennium Falcon if you want one, Rob. Can't we, Matt?
Yeah.
I'll put you down for one, Rob. He's got one. Oh, two.
I've got a fine molds one here. Is that worth any money yet?
No.
Okay. I'll keep holding on to it until one day it becomes the thing again. I should have offloaded that before I did the Bandai one, really, but
You'll never build it.
no. Well, I don't need to now. I've already done one fine molds one in the past, and then obviously it was the one to have. And so yes.
If anybody wants to find more Falcon, he's open to offers. Sensible offers, obviously.
Yes.
David, the Tamiya photo etch, short nose photo etch pliers, they're on back order. We're waiting for them to come in.
I'll tell you what, they could be on Monday because we do some more tools in actually.
Yeah,
I don't know what's coming in. I just got a phone call saying we've got more tools coming. All right. No idea what. Oh, but all the good news is all the containers now are coming in.
Yeah.
Literally one after another. So
Did I just disappear?
yeah.
What happened there? Yeah, so yeah, it should be in soonish. But like I said, Matt said maybe Monday.
Maybe Monday. Maybe not.
We'd contact the rep, but he might be busy doing other things.
Yeah, not going to see him for a week and a half. Busy man.
Is it today?
No, Monday I think.
Oh,
And Matt Wells said he flew the Chipmunk a few times in Air Cadets. Yeah, quite amazing how many he did.
Yeah,
John did.
yeah.
Did you just get one flight in it, John, or was it an annual thing when you were in cadet?
Oh, no, I've done several. Up at, mainly from Filton, but I remember doing it once from Chibnall.
Are these in Somerset?
Yeah. Well, Filton's Bristol, Chibnall's Devon.
Is Filton still open as an airfield, or is it properly shut down now?
I don't know.
They've been everywhere,
Steve
look.
says he'll have a perfect grade if you can get one. Get the perfect grade
Falcon. Yeah.
Oh,
Falcon.
good. Yeah, if you want one, Steve, we can get you one in. No worries. Shoot Andy a PM. If you definitely want one, then we'll get you one in, mate. No worries.
I even did the gliding proficiency certificate. I went solo up at RAF Locking.
Crikey, there's another blast from the past. Now you're showing your age, John.
Steve, if you want one, don't quote me on it, but I think they come with a free. Oh
No.
God,
No.
what's the book called?
Oh no, that's not happening no more.
Isn't it?
No, that was just a one-off when we had him that time.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
I thought he still got them. Yeah, PM me and I'll sort you out with the price and let you know.
Well, look, building a 190, look, and he blames Phil, Dave.
Hey, it's nothing wrong with that 190.
I don't know, you're chucking all the goodies at it.
I was going to say, you throwing everything at it, or are you just doing a out of the box?
Philly's doing a little piggy.
Oh, how's the pig?
Look,
Wow.
I'll put his ears and tail on, but yeah, it's all right actually.
He's about to be turned into chops.
Yeah, about to be turned into frankfurters.
Very nice. There's me, so probably about as far as we'll get today. So we've got all the paintwork really done on it now. Just started going to do the guns, slightly different colour. We've got the nose is now glued in, the weight is finally into it. We've got obviously the different shades, which I know you can't really see, but hopefully by the time it gets this wash on it and that, you'll be okay. So that's that one. And he's done loads, as you can see.
I have.
What you done?
I built that headlight unit just there.
Right.
That headlight unit just there.
Okay.
I've done that little bit of photo etch that covers over one of the headlight units, so you can't see the bit that I built.
Nice. Yep. Is that an old phone case you're using?
No, it's a. I think Matt said that before in the past. It's an old. It's like a paint palette thing.
Oh right. Okay. It looked like a phone case.
It does, doesn't it? I thought that.
Yeah.
Because it's hard plastic, you see, I use it for cutting my photo etch on. But then, as you can see, I also use it for putting super glue on the edge of it.
Yeah. Oh, I see. It's a finger loop for when you're doing your painting.
Yeah.
When you've got your beret on and stuff.
Yeah. Hold it like that.
Yeah. A proper artist.
When he's doing his Bob Ross.
As you can see, I have used it in the past, but I just use it now for putting my photo etch on and.
Nice. Very good. Cool. So we didn't get round to primer. Never mind. That'll be on the next show.
The next show.
John? Oh, sorry, wrong one. Where's John? Where's John? Oh, I've lost John. There he is. There's John.
Yeah, you can't see much on mine either. I've done a bit of re-scribing and re-riveting. Started putting together the main gear now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate scribing and riveting.
Do you know what? I quite find it quite therapeutic now.
Especially on these trumpeter kits, because it's really fine detail.
Yeah.
I'm alright with, like, you know, the kits that come with sort of more defined panel lines on it, because you can get your scriber in there and follow the lines easy. It's looking okay.
Very nice. Coming together though, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
What we like to see.
Okay, something done, isn't it?
Keeps him off the streets. What have we got down here? Jeff says the woman who was denied being an astronaut because she was a woman and is 82 years old. Her review of it was not short. It was rubbish. Yeah, I must admit, I did see that. I did think it was, considering he took her up as a bit of a thing, because she was supposed to be on one of the early Apollo ones or the pre-ones to that, and she never got it for whatever reason. And then, so she was so sprightly and with it, and she's whatever she was age-wise. And she came back and said, well, you couldn't really do much, and it was really short. So it was like, good on you, girl.
Tell it how it is.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
What else we got? Did anyone fly in the Grob tutor? No, too young. Too old even. When did they bring in the Grob then?
Oh
When
God,
that came
don't know.
into service.
No idea.
What we need, and it's amazing, is he on? Is a certain person who we know who is a instructor on the Grob, and instructor on Tucano, and instructor on Hawk, and everything else in between. He flies them, didn't he? He would know this question.
It's wrong time of day for him, isn't it?
It is a good point. Yeah, it's very early for him, or very late, one or the other.
He's back over there now, isn't it? I see he did a thing on Facebook Live last night, I think, or YouTube Live.
1999, they got the first tutors.
Oh, there you go.
And the Cambridge University Air Squadron got them the same day, or the following day.
Oh, there you go. Will I be clear coating the Lightning? To be honest, no, I don't bother. Because one is you lose the metal luster and the shine. As soon as you put any type of clear coat over it, it dies. So I go straight over the top. So we'll be actually coming in and going to decal straight over it. And then we'll weather it as well. So not a problem. It'll be fine. And then what I intend to do next show, I'll get it all deckled and everything. And then the show after that, we'll weather it. And then we'll do post with the airbrush to give it a little bit of grime and make it look nice. Or dirty, whichever way you look at it. Oh, apparently, there you go. Filton's closed now. They're building houses all over it. It's only when you're going along the motorway, because I was sat in traffic, I was looking and it looked like they had a load of pallets stacked along the runway. So, but I couldn't tell if it was on the runway or next to the runway from where we were. So, there we go. Another sad day. Another demise of an airfield.
Yeah. Made into an horrible housing estate.
Yeah.
Dave JB said he's building the 32nd FW190 and he blames Phil. Was it Dave that we'd sent the instructions and decals out to?
Could be, don't know. Phil, you know your Victor Vulcan, sorry.
Vulcan, this one.
What decal SKUs do you get in it?
What, the two
You get Newark Air Museum and somewhere else?
Yeah, it's both the museum ones, isn't it? Hold on.
Right, so the actual one that's up in Donner, the most famous one, you don't get the scheme for.
No, they haven't done 558, but it's the wrong version anyway, isn't it? Don't forget, there's, like I explained in the video, this one's got both types of engines into it, and it's got a few lumps and bumps for different versions of it. So Airfix clearly are bringing out other versions, and I think 558 is a younger one of it, isn't it? So it's at a later mark. So I think that's what it is, because this one is the one from Newark that I'm doing, which is the 617 Squadron one. I'm going to put blue steel under it. So that's that one. That one is the one that's currently at Newark. And then the other one is the one that's at the nose section, is at the Avro Heritage Museum, which is number 12 Squadrons.
Right, oh, all right, okay.
But I think 558's got the later engines, if I think correctly. So that maybe you do get them in the kit. They are here on a spring somewhere.
Are they the longer ones?
Yeah, there they are. They're all here. You have got them. That's the longer nozzles. They've got the bigger nozzles. These are the short ones. And I think 558's got the later engine with the longer nozzles, is it? Or whichever way round it is.
Which is the one that flew to Falklands and bombed the airfield and then come back?
What,
Quite a
Black
lot.
Buck?
Quite a lot
There's
of
a story about that. The Newark one, I think it was on the shortlist for the Black Buck raids, but the pilot said, I think they booed it off because they said there was something, it wasn't quite right. It didn't handle quite right, so they struck it off.
Yes.
What was you going to say, Andy?
The one at Newark, it's got the blue steel missile sitting underneath it, and on the ground. On a dolly, I believe.
Yeah.
Is it? But has it got the actual bomb bay for the blue steel missile? I don't know, because the bomb bay is always open every time you ever go and see it, so...
No, it wouldn't. You say it can't. It's a different fit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like this one has it as the recess instead of the bomb bay.
Right, yeah, I'm sure
So it can't open it. It's a one-piece thing they did for him, wasn't it?
Because the first time I went to Newark, there was an opal stood by the Vulcan, and it was open.
Yeah.
And he said, "Do you want to come up in the cockpit?" And I was up there for about half an hour with him, and he was telling me the whole history of the thing. It was really good.
Yeah.
We had that with the Shackleton.
Yeah.
That was cool, that was, yeah.
Yeah. I've been in the Vulcan.
How the hell they flew all that way in that cockpit, bearing in mind as well, they also had an extra crew member in there. How they did that, God knows, because it's really claustrophobic.
It's all right for the two at front. It's the ones in the back that are
Yeah.
got the problems, haven't they?
Yes, I must admit, facing the wrong way always seems a little bit odd.
Oh, they can't see out, can they? They can't see out of it, can they?
But they do have two tiny little windows letting in light each side.
Oh.
That's all they get. Which
Okay.
I don't think they can see out of anyway. Because if you're in your seat, they're up here. So, yeah, not good. But I suppose it's no different for a B-52. Because they're facing the other way, isn't it, at the back? But,
Yeah. Cool. Right, that it? We're calling it a morning?
I think that is, definitely. Apart from was Rio, who's literally just stumbled on the live stream just as we're going. So yes, you have missed much to answer your question. Don't worry, just scroll back in time 2 hours and you'll see us doing all of this lot. But anyway, thank you very much for this very relaxed show here in the morning. As I said, we tend to do them as and when we can. It'll be 1 or 2 a month as we're trying to do it at the moment. So there won't be anything next week unless we're all going to get up early and circle round here.
Yeah.
I think most of us will be up early anyway, won't we?
This is it. Everyone will be hung over, no doubt, by then. Right, okay then. So, thank you very much, obviously, for joining us. Absolute pleasure. Up with you on Monday. I've got the next part of the Ural truck. That'll be on there. Then Tuesday. And then next weekend, everything falls apart because this motley crew will all be here. So, God help us. Who knows what will happen? So keep an eye on the live feeds and the shows and all the usual bit of social media because you never know quite when we might pop up. So, you know, that's the thing to that one. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We will see you all very soon. Shall we applaud ourselves out?
Yes.
I think
absolutely.
so. Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.